Coming into this leadership class and the Vermeer program in general, I kind of thought I knew what I was all about. I had taken a grand total of 3 leadership classes before this, and I even took one abroad, and I took 2 abroad actually, and I came in kind of thinking that I knew the ropes of leadership, but you know, and I thought I knew what I was about in like a lot of other ways as well, like my views on politics, race, society. Like I'm an activist, so I kind of have to be solidified in my views. 2 things happened in this class in particular that kind of like changed all that for me. We'll start with Carla Voss's presentation. You know, she talked about something like that really resonated with me, was that the fact that if you're working in a quadrant, or if you're working in a career that's in a quadrant that isn't your strength, you're like stretching yourself like a rubber band. I was like all the way over here and like talking to people and being social and culturally competent and like wanting to like know people and being like really like outgoing, and I'm in a major that's like all the way over there. And at that point I was like, yeah, Tasha, you know this is not your major. Something needs to change. And so that night I actually like switched majors. So I guess I just really learned the importance of like aligning your strengths with what you're doing in the real world. Another thing that I kind of learned is that, or another moment that stood out to me a lot was a lot of our discussions surrounding race and homophobia and other like social justice topics in our class. It was also the first time being in a situation where I had so many people in the classroom that, one, didn't look like me, didn't come from the same place as me, and thought way differently than I ever did. I kind of learned from these situations that like it's good to have that type of discourse. It's what I like. That's why I'm a pre-law major. I like to argue with people. I mean, not argue, but like I like to talk. Like if you disagree with me, let's talk about it. Like that's what I like. And I like to see where people are coming from. I kind of came into this class a little bit closed-minded, and I think, you know, having these conversations with people who are way more conservative, a lot more white than I am, was really transformative for me. So I guess, you know, as far as like my view on leadership, me as a leader, I kind of learned that like, you know, I first thought that like leaders have to like kind of stay where they are. Like if you're gonna be a leader, you gotta be a rock, you know. And you know, for some cases that's the case. Maybe for God, I don't know. But like I'm human, so it's okay. Like as a leader, like it's good that you change. Change is amazing, and it's good that you realize that you're wrong. Like I realized that I was in the wrong major for 1.5 years, like, and now I'm in the right one, and I've made a really good decision about that. So sometimes it's really good to change. For me, I guess the biggest revelation that I had was in the realm, and like the largest learning point I think too, was in the realm of the social justice, or the social change model for leadership development. That was like the biggest thing for me, because I feel like I had always been kind of like I'm an activist, like that's what I do, that's who I am, but it was also like, there's the organization of like what's happening, and like how can I look at my activism in a more like centered way. Obviously I had all these activists that I admired, but I thought people just got that way, like that, like, oh, activist, leader of the free people type thing. But you know, looking at the social change model for leadership development, I kind of saw how all, you know, the different things were interconnected. Like especially citizenship, like how that can be seen on like a local, state, national, and international level. That was definitely like really educational for me because I got to see how activism really works and kind of like what the steps are and what things I need to focus on, especially like I'm pretty good at congruence, but like and consciousness of self. But the biggest one for me is definitely controversy with civility. Like if somebody has an opposing argument, like I'm ready to like throw down. I'm ready to fight. Not punch people, not anything violent, I swear. Not a violent person. But I was like really ready to like stick to my point and like not have a conversation with people. I think a lot of times we see the idea but fail to connect it to the human. I think for my future leadership development as a pre-law student and as somebody who wants to go to law school is to educate myself more. I always think that I'm a pretty educated person, but I don't know, coming into this class and hearing other people's ideas, I realized that there were certain ideas and cultures that I weren't necessarily given time to, giving the right amount of time to. So I think I'm gonna start doing that before and kind of like getting my own self in order before like I go out and meet a bunch of